In this video we're going to be comparing two brand new Xbox One controllers, the Recon Tech black controller and the brand new grey and lime coloured controller. Both of these will work with your Windows PC or Xbox One. We're going to do an unboxing and then talk a little bit about some of the subtle differences between them to see which one you should pick up for your collection in this video. Okay guys, so the first controller we're going to talk about today is the Xbox One Recon Tech. Now this one's actually been available for a few weeks, but the reason why we're going to have a look at this one is that this one's just recently come down in price to around $39.99 because they've released a special new edition called the Patrol Tech, which is the same but a blue colour, but all the features will be the same. So we're going to have a look at this one and see what it's all about. Okay, so the box is now been unsealed, and on the inside it just looks like a regular Xbox controller box. You get your two Duracell batteries, but that's pretty much it. Now the controller itself looks very nice indeed. It's got this nice gold pattern here. Your X, Y, BA buttons, they are sort of holographic black and grey colour. It's quite a nice finish. If you've used any of Xbox's special coloured controllers recently, you'll have a good idea about how this feels. The finish on it's much nicer than a regular Xbox One controller. The unique selling point for this one, however, is the rubberized grip on the pad here. Now this basically is almost exclusively unique to this controller. The only one that's done that before this was the special Lunar White edition that you can no longer get. So this one is going to be very highly regarded in my collection of controllers for that reason. When you're playing very long periods of first-person shooters, your hands get a bit moist, grip can become an issue, and this rubberized grip is far superior to the sort of material grip that they put in the paintwork of their regular controllers. But aesthetically speaking, I think that one is very pleasing on the eye. But of course, that's all down to your individual preference. But I really like this one a lot. I think it looks better in black than the new Patrol Tech one in blue. Also has a very strange sort of envelope pattern right here, which I don't think would suit it at all. This one is very nice indeed, and this is the one that I'll probably be using towards the end of this year for something like Call of Duty World War II, something like that. Let's have a look at the lime green and grey controller. Okay, so we've got lime green and grey here, straight from an Amazon package. This one's only come out in the UK in the last 7 days. I got this from Amazon for $59.99, so it's quite expensive. So it might be one you want to hold off for until Black Friday or some other similar sale to see if this comes down to a more competitive price. But I think this is a really nice colour, so I was very keen to get it right away, and so I could do a video for you guys, of course, as well. So let's have a look on the inside again. The exact same packaging that we're used to seeing with Xbox One controllers. Again, you get your two free Duracell batteries. I'm absolutely stocking up on these things at the moment. Now this is a really beautiful controller. I love these green accents in the control sticks. I think it looks absolutely lovely. Pretty standard stuff on the back. It has the normal texturized grip on the controller, which is better than nothing, certainly better than the original Xbox One controllers, but not as good as the last controller I showed you with its texturized rubber grip. So this one, we're kind of going purely for aesthetics, and I think this is the nicest one that Xbox have done to date. Now, it's important to remember that Xbox do offer a service whereby you can customize your own controller, and you can make the rubberized grip a part of your specification for that at an extra cost. I think it's going to get up to close to £90 to £100 if you go down that route, which makes it very expensive. So if looks aren't a thing or high on your priority list, then you might want to go for the previous controller we showed you. Otherwise, it would be tempting to try and make something like this in the custom controller service with a texturized grip. I think that's absolutely gorgeous and a very nice one to add to your collection. Okay guys, so now we're just going to do a little comparison between the two
controllers that we just had a look at, and 3 older existing Xbox One official controllers, just so you get an idea of the progression of the controllers and which you might like aesthetically from the comparison point of some older models. So first off, we'll start with the tried and tested Xbox One S white controller. So this debuted when the Xbox One S console came out about 12 months ago, and it follows the existing controller, which had been upgraded at the time to include Bluetooth, the 3.5mm headphone jack. It also added texturized grip, which I'm hoping the camera will be able to focus in for you. If not, I'll put a photo on the screen. Now this was a nice move forward, but it was not as good as the Lunar White model, which had the proper texturized grip, so I was a little bit disappointed when that one came out, but it is a nice looking controller. I've had a couple of these though, and the A button seems to have a problem with sticking ever so slightly, which, as I understand, can be fixed with a bit of isopropyl alcohol if you're that way inclined, but this one's probably going to get retired once I put the 2 other controllers that we've just seen into good use. So next up is your bog standard black Xbox One controller. Now this one, it's a little bit dusty because it doesn't get used very often, but it's in perfectly good shape, I assure you. Now this is not the sort of day one version, this is the 3.5mm version. I bought this as a replacement because I broke my last one. I do tend to get through controllers quite a lot because I'm quite heavy-handed and put a lot of hours of game time in. Now this has no sort of special features whatsoever. It's black, and that's all I was going for. It doesn't even have any kind of textured grip on the back. It is as bog standard as you like. So this is definitely the worst one you can get. But compared to most other controllers, and I'm including PS4 and that, this one is definitely better from my point of view, particularly for third-person shooters. And this is my other most recent edition one. This is a military green with orange accents. It's kind of Halo theme, for lack of a better word. I don't actually like this one that much. I got it because I needed an extra controller recently, and this was the only one that had come out recently that I hadn't already owned before. You know, I've had the Dusk Shadow and whatnot that I've reviewed on this channel. But this one does have texturized grip for what it's worth, but again, not as good as full-on rubberized grip. And let's have a closer look at our new green and grey colour. Now this is very Xbox themed if you ask me, which I think makes it a great win. I love Xbox branding. I'm a little bit of a fanboy in that regard. Texturized grip again on the handle, which will help you during some long gaming sessions. And I think, to aesthetically pleasing to the eye, this is definitely my favourite official Xbox One colour. Perhaps you've come up with a better colour scheme of your own in the workshop where you can make your own controllers. If so, I would love to see or hear more about those controllers, so leave your comments down below and let me know which one you prefer. But I think this is absolutely gorgeous, and I'm going to really enjoy using that. And then last but not least is the Recon Tech. Now, I think this is really nice on the eye, perhaps not quite as nice as the grey-green one, but it is pretty cool. And this is the most important part, folks. This is worth paying the extra money for, I assure you. Texturized rubber grip will make a difference to really long sessions of gameplay, particularly if you're into Twitch shooters, so anything like Call of Duty, that kind of thing. This stuff really does help. I'm not going to say it's going to make you MLG standard overnight or anything, but it really does help. And if you've used a Lunar White controller before and been stuck for options because you can't get another one for some reason, maybe you've broke your controller or it's just died a death overuse, this is the controller you want. It looks really nice, it has the texturized rubber grip, and it's actually quite cheap now at $39.99. I think it makes it a very competitively priced controller. And if you are interested in this, I will include the links in the description below, and you'll be able to check them out on Amazon for yourself and make your own decision whether you want to buy one or not.
Now, it's always a very difficult decision if there's more than one controller that you like out there. However, if you can only afford to get one of these, I would recommend the one that makes the most difference to your gameplay, as they're all quite good looking controllers in their own little way. And with that in mind, I would go for Recon Tech every time. I genuinely think the rubberized grip makes a big difference here. It's the best Xbox controller since Lunar White came out. It's very difficult if you're only in a position to get one of these, I must admit, because they're both quite easy on the eye and add a little bit to your experience in terms of the grips and whatnot. Personally, I think the grey-green one is the better looking one. It's something that's quite unique. It's not necessarily going for a super flashy, extravagant colour. Not the most flamboyant, but it is perhaps the most compatible of the Xbox brand with their black greys and neon greens. And I'm all about the Xbox brand, as you can see right here. So that one's really cool. Recon Tech, though, is the controller that I've been waiting for. I think the Lunar White one is the best controller that I've used since Xbox One came onto the scene. Unfortunately, I sold mine because I get a little bit funny with controllers, whereby I like to move them on every so often because I get paranoid that they're breaking down after I've used them for a year or two, and many hundreds of hours of gameplay. They're perhaps not as functional as they are out of the box. So I moved mine on, and then they stopped selling them, which really disappointed me. And then they never included the rubberized grip on another controller until this one came out. And you can either get this one or the Patrol Tech one, which is navy blue, if that is your preference. But I genuinely think this is the best official Xbox One controller on the market. You do have the option of using the Xbox configurator to create your own colour scheme and then add rubberized gripping, but that's extremely expensive. This one for $39.99 is excellent value. I can't recommend it more. I think it genuinely enhances my gameplay, or at least my enjoyment of the game, and I think that's worth a small premium in itself. Now, if you are interested in these controllers, I highly recommend that you check the links out in the description below. There's links there to Amazon for both of these controllers. You can check them out and decide which one's best for you. And if you do click to buy through those links, I get a little bit of help to my channel, which will enable me to be able to continue to make more videos for you if these are of your interest. And if they are of your interest, please do consider sticking around, hit the subscribe button and leave a comment and tell me what you think of the video. Let me know what your favourite Xbox controller is and whether you're using this for Xbox One or Windows PC. I'd be really interested to know how you guys are using them. So until next time, guys, thanks for checking out the channel. We'll be back with more videos in the very near future. Stuff like this, game reviews, all sorts of cool stuff. And I hope I'll see you around for the next one. Thanks very much. Bye.
Hostile care package overhead. Capture the objective. She's dead. Hostile care package overhead. Hostile UAV above. Threat